If you are serious about saving money, then you have to keep watching because today I am sharing 3 ways to save money you haven't heard. What is up and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel and this is a place where I talk about personal finance, making money, saving money, budgeting, and all of that good stuff. So today I am sharing 3 ways to save money faster that you haven't heard of. All right, this is exciting, so let's just get into it. The first way that you can save money faster is by setting a budget for every single spending category that you have on your day-to-day. If you are spending money on groceries, clothes for the kids, toys, things, whatever, I can't decide what those categories are in your life. I have a few videos on my channel explaining how you can set up a budget for you and how to separate your variable expenses, all those kind of things. So I will link a playlist to that down below and in the info card above so that you guys can check out how to actually set up your budget. But what you want to do is make sure that you have a budget for every single category where you're going to be spending money, so that way you can at least see generally how much money you have month to month to be able to spend in those categories overall. So you can see how much are you spending over and how much can you actually save every single month. And the best thing that you can do when setting up your budget, if you are the type of person that lives on a variable income and it changes month to month, is whatever the smallest amount that you can get paid and still survive into the next month, and you're fed, you've got a roof above your head and your mortgage is paid and all that kind of stuff that you have to pay for. As long as all of that is getting paid and whatever the lowest amount that you can make to cover all of those expenses, that is the amount that you should be living off of every single month. Anything that you are ever making above that is instantly saved. So that is a such quicker way to save money if you can figure out the lowest amount that you actually need to survive month to month that you can live off of, and then just bank the rest. All right, so the second way that you can save money faster is by setting up auto savings transfers, so that way money is coming directly from your bank account into savings accounts. So different banks offer different ways to do this, but you can have it set up so that there are different money rules for your account and different money savings goals. So for example, if every time money gets deposited into your account, it may take a certain percentage of that and put it into a savings. Or you can set it up so that every time you buy a coffee, a certain percentage of that purchase goes into a savings. You can have it so that if you spend $9.50, it will take that extra 50 cents and just round it up to the nearest dollar and put that 50 cents into a savings directly for you. There are so many different ways that you can set up automatic savings into different accounts. You just have to look at your bank, see what different options they offer. I know with Tangerine, they make it very simple, and there is so many different options that they give you of just the generic rules that you can set up for your money, and you can customize it to be anything that you need that specifically fits your life and your lifestyle, so that it can make saving automatic and it can make it easy. So you do not have to think about it and you're constantly saving money in different areas of your life because it's automatically set up for you. How could it be any easier? And my third and biggest tip, which might not be applicable to everybody, is pay as little for rent or your living as possible. So what I mean by this is, if you can move home and live with mom, live with mom. If you've got to live with friends to reduce your rent by half, live with friends to reduce your rent by half. When you are living above your means and spending money on rent, which is something that you are never going to get back, you are wasting money on living in a condo in Toronto above your means, and it is really expensive to be paying a mortgage or a rent on that property, whichever way you live in. That can be like half of your month's paycheck, if not more. Living in Toronto is very, very expensive. And so if you are renting a place for $2,000 a month and you're only making $3,000 a month, it's going to be very difficult for you to be able to save. Whereas if you have the capability of moving back in with your parents, you could be putting that $2,000 a month towards a savings account, which could be a down payment on a house for a mortgage on a house that you actually own. So when you leave that house, you're not leaving it with nothing. You're leaving it with what you've invested into it. I know that not everybody can just give up their house and move back in with their parents, or, you've got kids. It's not always that easy. And so this isn't going to be applicable for everybody. I think a lot of people feel shame when they have to admit that they're moving back in with a parent or living with friends to reduce rent or something like that. And honestly, I think it is one of the wisest decisions that you can make in your early 20s. I think a lot of the times, me included, I made decisions to move out really young, and I didn't save money as well as I could have had I made the decision to stay at home and save that money in the same way as if I was paying towards rent, which was just a waste of money. Because I have absolutely nothing to show for it at this point in my life other than I had a few good years living in Toronto. But we have never been able to save as much money as we currently are by living anywhere else. By living with family, we're able to put the money that we would be putting into rent into a savings account that will one day be able to buy us a home or a piece of land or a boat or whatever we choose to buy at that point in our life. But that's for the future, and we're able to put that money towards something that has a lot more of a future for us than the couple of years or couple of months of rent that money could be. But that's just my experience, and that is one of the biggest things that have saved us money. And let me tell you, as soon as we moved back in with family to save money, we saved money so much faster, because you're immediately taking away that monthly expense of having to put money towards rent and parking and whatever, parking tickets. Oh my God, the parking tickets in Toronto were just obscene. Whereas if I had lived with my parents, I wouldn't have gotten any parking tickets, because I would have had a driveway. Living with your parents actually can be the most beneficial thing for you if you do it right. If you are not paying rent and you are living with your parents, you should be pretending to pay rent. You should be saving as much as you possibly can, because one day you're not going to be living with your parents and you're going to have to pay rent, and you're going to have to be able to give that chunk of money away to somebody every single month when you're not living at home anymore. Regardless of if it's a mortgage, if it's rent, whatever you want to do, you're going to be having to give a monthly payment to somebody when you're not living at home anymore. So why not prepare for that when you have the opportunity to just put it directly into savings so that money can work for you in the future? All right, guys, those are the 3 ways that I use to save money so much faster. And I hope that you guys are at least able to utilize maybe even one of them. So if you enjoyed today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a new video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.